Hello dear student. So today's question is which of the following is the characteristic of a dicot? Okay, and dicot here is referring for dicot plant. So let us first understand what is a dicot plant. Dicot plant is actually is the part of angiosperm. Okay, so angiosperm has been classified into two group, that is monocot and dicot. So these are the two categories in which the angiospermic plant has been grouped. So what are angiosperm? First let us understand those plants which have seed and the seeds are actually covered. Okay, then you are going to call those plant angiosperm. So how the seeds are covered? Actually seed will be covered by the fruit, because these are those plant which forms flower. Okay, so flower having plant is called angiosperm. Okay, so flower producing plant or flowering plant is called angiosperm. Now if you see monocot or dicot, in the monocot what happen, seed is produced in such a way that if you are going to break it, it will be not be divided in two equal half. But in dicot, if you are going to break the seed, it will be converted into two equal half. Say for example gram or p. Okay, so p or gram can be broken down into equal half, whereas if you see the monocot, it cannot be broken into two equal half. For example rice or wheat and maize. So these are actually monocot. So this is the first characteristic that is referred here for the dicot or monocot plant. Now let us see the another characteristic on the basis of leaf. If you see the dicot plant, you will see the leaf have a reticulate venation. What do you mean by reticulate venation? Reticulate venation refers to when the veins are present in net-like fashion inside the leaf. So I have drawn a leaf over here. You can easily see it and observe that these structures have been drawn. These are actually lamina of the leaf, and then after I have drawn here the mid vein structure. This is called midrib, and thereafter these small lines is showing vein. Okay, so these veins are in net-like fashion. That's how these are called reticulate venations. When the leaf have reticulate venation, you are going to call it dicot. But if some leaf have parallel venation, for example, let me draw here. A leaf is there and it has veins that are parallel to the midrib, then we are going to call it, these have parallel venation and it is found in monocot. Okay, so this was about the leaf. Now let us see the characteristic that is regarding root. So if you see the root, you will see the root is generally formed from the radicle. So what is radicle? When the root germinate, root is formed from the radicle and shoot structure is formed from the plumule. Okay, so the first part that you are going to see inside the seed is the radicle that is present in the embryo, and the upper part that is in the embryo is called plumule. Okay, so plumule will form the shoot. Now this root that is getting formed, if directly elongates inside the soil and gets branched structure later in the life stage and forms secondary or tertiary root, these plants are called dicot, because generally these are dicot because they have tap root system over here I have drawn. Okay, but in the fibrous root you will see the root have fiber like structure that is being originated from the lower nodes or the lower parts of the stem, because the root that is directly formed from the radicle will degenerate very early and root will be formed in fiber manner, so fiber like manner, so they are called as fibrous root. Okay, and fibrous root is generally found in monocot. So I have told you about the root also. Now let us see about the structure of flower. If you see the flower of a plant and if it has 3 petal, then you can consider either 3 or in the multiple of 3, then you can consider it is a monocot plant. But if you see a flower and it has petals or sepals, you say in 4 or 5 multiple, you can call it dicot. Okay, so in general cases flower, leaf and root are, and seed also, are present in the manner that I have told you, that is seed can be broken in two equal half, whereas leaf is present in reticulate venation, root is directly elongated and flower is pentamerous. Okay, so 5 petals are there, we are going to call it pentamerous. So now let us see the options. Seeds have 2 cotyledon, yes they are correct. Have prominent primary root, yes they are correct. Leaves to reticulate venation, yes they are correct. So all the options are correct.